Hey everyone, it's Arthur here at Cayuga Museum. I'm standing in front of a piece that I call Bright Eyes. You may have seen me post this piece on my Instagram, but I haven't really talked about it and it hasn't really gained as much attention as some of the other pieces. But I really like this piece because it was the first piece that I made when I moved to Manhattan. I'm going to skip through a lot of the story here, but I moved from Brooklyn to New Jersey when I started working at the Metropolitan Museum, and then I was forced to move from New Jersey. And by the grace of God, I found a decent place in Manhattan, and it wasn't in the best neighborhood, but the apartment was nice. I had a bunch of roommates, so it was kind of a bittersweet experience. Like I was so grateful that I was able to find a place I could actually afford and that was clean and safe. But at the same time, the whole move was really stressful, was really hectic, and the place was going to cost more. So I was having these mixed emotions. And I remember when I first moved in, my new roommates were very skeptical of me because they had been dealing with a horrible roommate that came before. So everything that I did that they didn't like, they let me know. And usually it was in the form of a text message. So if I left out, I remember I left out a papaya on the counter. And you know how when they get ripe, they get all moldy? Um, and I get a picture of the papaya from my roommate telling me that this is rotten and I should throw it out. And in that moment, I thought it was hilarious that he sent me a picture of a papaya, but I was also annoyed that he would do it that way. So there was just a whole lot of mixed emotions about the whole move, and I was thinking of a way to reply to this text in a way that was like authentic, like showing the way that I felt. And I was looking at my emoticons, and I was like, "There's no emoticon for the way I feel right now." Like I am actually happy. I think this is funny. It's hilarious. But at the same time, I'm a little irked by this. I'm a little annoyed. So I was like, well, I guess I need to create my own emoticon for the way I feel right now to capture the happiness, the anxiety of this whole move. So when I went home that day, I started sketching and thinking of ideas. And I drew this in AutoCAD, which is a drafting program. So I started with, the basic smiley face emoticon, but, I was also wanted to capture the frown. So you see here, there's a smile and there's a frown. So I combined them, and that's my starting point. And then I started to offset the edges to see where that would lead, as if I was carving away at it. And that's when a mouth began to emerge here. And I thought to myself, wow, like this is somewhat related to the witness portrait that I did, and that it's the one that sees all emotion. There's the smile, there's a frown, and then there's this neutral expression. And I mean, being able to perceive that range of emotion simultaneously, I don't feel would have been possible unless I was really paying attention to my feelings and really able to look at them from the viewpoint of the witness without being too attached or, repelled by these emotions. And when I saw this piece, it was really a revelation to me because it reminded me a lot of some of the African sculptures that I saw at the Metropolitan Museum. They were so powerful. I remember how the African art was right next to the Greek and Roman art. And they were both amazing. Like you see these Greek and Roman sculptures that they look totally realistic. And then you look at the African art and it's totally abstract, but the emotion that's captured and the feeling that's in some of the African sculptures is so deep and so powerful. I feel like what the Greek and Romans were able to achieve sculpturally in terms of realism, a lot of the African art was able to achieve realism in the way that feelings, emotions, and ideas and concepts are portrayed. And this piece is when I really started to feel more of a connection, direct connection to that work and a deeper understanding of art, not only as something that you do for pleasure and that's fun, but something that can reveal things to us that are important to know, that would not otherwise have been seen or acknowledged. Like, I could have just been angry at my roommate for sending a stupid text to me, but instead, I decided to use that moment to dig deeper into that moment and that feeling to see what was there, and this is what I found. So that is a big reason why I do this, is a way to explore emotions, and sometimes they may not always be pleasant emotions, but it's still fun to get down there and see what lies beneath the surface, as I like to say. So this is Bright Eyes. You should definitely come by the Cayuga Museum and see it in person. It'll be up till September 15th, and I'll be giving an artist talk on Friday, September 7th at 6 p.m. if you want to hear me talk more about this and some of the other pieces here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.